Justin's up next.
Feeding the koi, and the turtle is sprawled out on the little surfboard in there, wood surfboard. Look at him, he's just kicking back in the sunshine. Hey, little guy.
Hi everyone, I have a quick message for Lawrence, Dallinger, Payne, Blaker, House, and Patton. You guys know I have Hannah's file, right? You know I know this doesn't make sense. You know I know this doesn't add up. Now I've got a question for you, Brett. If you walk in Hannah's room and you say that you can visibly see her cell phone, but in another part of this report, it says that the cell phone was tucked under a pillow near her head. So how could you see that phone with the naked eye if it's under a pillow? And why didn't you have your body cam on at the same time? You didn't even wear your body cam. Why? I've got the file. I'm waiting for you to tell the truth. Hey everybody. I submitted a request within the last week or so for this file for a former student at the University of Idaho, Sharon Andrew Akaban, I think is his last name. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. It's A-K-H-A-V-A, I believe. Sharon Andrew Akaban, A-K-H-A-V-A-N. Yeah, that's his name. So the story behind his death is they found him hung from a tree with his hands tied behind his back. Please explain to me how that's possible. How do you hang yourself from a tree with your hands tied behind your back? You don't. That doesn't happen. It does not happen. This was not a suicide. This was a murder. When did this happen? 1991. We're going all the way back in time to 1991. A racist hate crime being covered up by the Moscow Police Department. And I want to look at this paper because I haven't actually sat down to look at this myself, so we're going to look at it together for the first time. And basically this page at the top, it's saying, oh, the nature was a suicide attempt, but that's a complete phony lie. They found him in the Arboretum. If you don't know what an Arboretum is, it's a fancy way of saying a forest. It's kind of a small forested area with some bodies of water, usually like a couple places to sit down, like little benches and stuff. It's kind of like a mixture of a park and a forest, I guess you could say. If you pull up Moscow on Google Maps, you can use the little peg man for street view and like look around at the Arboretum and all that. That's kind of cool. I've done that before. So they've blacked out everybody involved except for the student and myself. And what this means right here, the PRR, that's a personal records request. So that's when I submitted my FOIA request, that's what that means, the PRR. That means I requested the file. And here on this page, all we see is that there's a dead body, and we don't even know who was on the case. They won't even tell us who the responding officers were. They didn't give us any crime scene details, nothing. And the narrative is a whole 2 lines. Body found in a tree in the Arboretum. This file, what they gave me is pretty damning. I'd really like to know why there's so much missing from this file that should be there. What are they hiding? What do they not want us to know? Why aren't they handing this information over? Why is there almost nothing in his file about his murder? Why? This was not a suicide attempt. You cannot convince me this was a suicide attempt. This is another murder covered up at the University of Idaho by the Moscow Police Department. Are y'all just going to keep letting them do this or what? Because they're just going to keep getting away with this unless somebody stands up to them. So, either you're in or you're out, you're ride or you die. Either you're going to help me kick some ass and take some names, or you're going to be too chicken shit to do it. So if you want to stand up and help me fight, get creative, find me, get in touch with me.